Welcome back to Stoic Blessing, the channel where we dive into the principles of Stoicism, modern psychology, and timeless wisdom to help you elevate your life and relationships. Today we're tackling the top 10 female weaknesses every man must know. Before we dive in, let's set the record straight about the word weakness. We're not talking about flaws or faults. Weakness, in the context of today's discussion, refers to vulnerabilities, those emotional truths and tendencies that shape behavior. These aren't things to judge or exploit. They're windows into deeper understanding, opportunities to connect on a more profound level. Relationships can feel like walking through a maze at times. One moment, everything seems to be flowing smoothly, and the next, you're left wondering, what just happened? You may feel blindsided by emotions or actions that don't make sense on the surface. That's because relationships aren't about logic alone. They're deeply emotional and instinctual. And if you don't understand these dynamics, you're bound to feel lost or frustrated. But here's the good news. You don't have to remain in the dark. By learning to recognize and understand these patterns, you gain clarity. Not just about her, but about yourself. You'll approach your interactions with greater confidence, empathy, and calmness. These aren't just traits that make you better in relationships. They make you stronger as a person. This is where Stoicism comes into play. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This principle applies perfectly to relationships. When you learn to see and accept the emotional dynamics in others, you stop reacting out of frustration or confusion. Instead, you respond with reason, balance, and insight. And here's the kicker. As you understand these traits in others, you'll start to see reflections in yourself. Relationships are a two-way street, and self-awareness is the foundation of meaningful connections. This journey isn't just about understanding women. It's about understanding human nature and becoming the best version of yourself. So why is this discussion important? Because relationships, whether romantic, familial, or professional, are at the core of our lives. The ability to navigate them with wisdom and empathy isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. If you can learn to see the world through the lens of understanding instead of judgment, you unlock a new level of personal growth and relational harmony. Let's make this a conversation. If this resonates with you, take a moment to support the channel by liking this video and dropping a comment below with the phrase, "Wisdom is strength." Let's build a community of thoughtful, self-aware individuals committed to growth and understanding. All right, let's get started. The first area we're exploring is foundational to every relationship. Number 1, confidence, but not arrogance. Confidence is the cornerstone of attraction. It's the way you carry yourself, the tone of your voice, and the energy you bring into every interaction. Confidence says, "I know who I am, I know my worth, and I'm comfortable in my own skin." It's one of the most universally appealing traits, and for good reason. It signals security, competence, and reliability. But let's draw an important distinction here. Confidence is not arrogance. Arrogance demands attention, tries to dominate the room, and seeks validation at every turn. It's loud, insecure, and ultimately off-putting. True confidence, on the other hand, is quiet, steady, and self-assured. It doesn't need to prove itself. It simply is. Why is confidence so attractive to women? Because it creates a sense of stability and trust. A confident man doesn't waver under pressure. He doesn't shy away from challenges or let insecurities dictate his actions. This kind of energy is magnetic because it provides reassurance. This man can handle himself, and by extension, he can handle life. Now, let's bring in a Stoic perspective. Confidence isn't about external achievements or appearances. It's about inner mastery. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Confidence comes from knowing that you can handle whatever life throws at you, not because everything will go your way, but because you trust yourself to adapt and grow. That's the kind of confidence that lasts. So, how do you build this kind of confidence? It starts with self-awareness. Take stock of your strengths, acknowledge your weaknesses, and embrace them both. Confidence isn't about pretending to be perfect. It's about owning who you are, flaws and all. When you stop trying to be someone you're not, you free yourself to be authentic, and that authenticity is what people are drawn to. Tip for men. Focus on self-improvement, not perfection. Whether it's developing a skill, pursuing a passion, or working on your health, every step you take toward growth builds your confidence. But remember, confidence isn't a finish line. It's a mindset. Stay humble and open to learning, and your confidence will continue to grow. Let's recap. Confidence is the foundation of attraction, but it's not about being the loudest or the flashiest. It's about quiet self-assurance, rooted in self-awareness and a commitment to growth. By embracing your authentic self and focusing on inner mastery, you exude the kind of confidence that creates trust, stability, and lasting connection. Number 2. Emotional intelligence. If confidence is the foundation of attraction, emotional intelligence is the bridge that connects two people on a deeper level. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is the ability to understand, manage, and express your own emotions, while also being attuned to the emotions of others. It's about empathy, communication, and creating a safe emotional space where both people feel seen and understood. Why is emotional intelligence so important in relationships? It's because relationships aren't built on logic alone. They're deeply emotional by nature. A man who understands this and can navigate the emotional landscape with care and thoughtfulness sets himself apart. For many women, emotional intelligence is a non-negotiable. It shows that you're not just present physically, but emotionally as well. Let's break it down. Emotional intelligence has 3 key components. Self-awareness, knowing what you're feeling and why. For example, if you're feeling frustrated, a self-aware man will pause and ask, "Am I upset about this situation, or is it something else?" This reflection helps you respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Empathy. Understanding and respecting what someone else is feeling. When she shares something personal or emotional, empathy means listening without judgment and validating her experience. It's not about agreeing with everything. It's about showing you care. Communication. The ability to express your feelings clearly and constructively. Whether it's sharing your own emotions or responding to hers, effective communication builds trust and deepens connection. Here's an example. Imagine she's upset about a stressful day at work. A man lacking emotional intelligence might dismiss her feelings or immediately jump to offering solutions. An emotionally intelligent man, however, will listen, acknowledge her emotions, and say something like, "That sounds really frustrating. I'm here if you want to talk more about it." Notice the difference? One response dismisses her experience, while the other validates it and creates space for connection. Now, let's tie this back to Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us to maintain calm and clarity in the face of external events. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Emotional intelligence is about mastering this principle in relationships. When you approach emotional situations with empathy and composure, you not only strengthen your bond, but also build trust and stability. Tip for men. Practice active listening. When she's speaking, give her your full attention. Put away distractions, make eye contact, and reflect back what you've heard. This simple habit shows her that you value her thoughts and emotions. Let's recap. Emotional intelligence is about understanding and respecting emotions, yours and hers. It's a skill that creates trust, fosters intimacy, and strengthens connections. By practicing self-awareness, empathy, and thoughtful communication, you can transform the way you approach relationships. Number 3. A sense of humor. Let's talk about a trait that's often underestimated but incredibly powerful in building connection: a sense of humor. Humor is a universal language. It breaks down walls, lightens the mood, and creates shared moments of joy. A man with a great sense of humor signals intelligence, creativity, and an ability to find positivity even in difficult situations. For many women, this is a trait that's not just attractive, but magnetic. Why is humor so important? It's because laughter creates connection. Think about the last time you laughed with someone. It felt like an instant bond, didn't it? That's because humor triggers the release of feel-good chemicals like dopamine, making you and the other person feel closer. But it's not just about entertainment. Humor also shows that you don't take yourself too seriously, which is a sign of confidence and emotional resilience. Let's break it down. A good sense of humor isn't about memorizing jokes or trying to be the class clown. It's about being present, playful, and attuned to the moment. Whether it's a witty comment, a funny observation, or a shared inside joke, humor should feel natural, not forced. And here's a key insight. Humor is most powerful when it's shared. When you can laugh together at something, it creates a sense of unity and intimacy. But let's also talk about what humor is not. It's not sarcasm that cuts too deep or jokes made at someone else's expense. A sense of humor should uplift, not tear down. Playful teasing can be fun, but it's important to know where to draw the line. If your humor comes across as mean-spirited, it can create distance instead of connection. Now, let's tie this back to Stoicism. Humor and Stoicism might seem like opposites, but they actually go hand in hand. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Humor is a way of reacting to life's challenges with lightness and perspective. It's a choice to find joy even when things aren't perfect, which is a hallmark of emotional strength. Tip for men: learn to laugh at yourself. Self-deprecating humor, when used sparingly, can be incredibly endearing. It shows that you're comfortable with your imperfections and that you don't take yourself too seriously. For example, if you trip over your words during a conversation, you might say, "Well, that came out smoother in my head." It's a small, playful way to show humility and confidence. Let's recap. A sense of humor is more than just making someone laugh. It's about creating connection, showing resilience, and finding joy in the moment. By being present, playful, and thoughtful with your humor, you can deepen your relationships and make lasting memories. Number 4. Ambition and drive. Next, let's talk about a trait that reflects purpose, potential, and motivation: ambition and drive. These qualities are more than just attractive, they're inspiring. A man with ambition shows that he's not content to coast through life. He has goals, a vision for the future, and the determination to make things happen. For many women, ambition signals growth, focus, and a desire to create a meaningful life. Why is ambition so appealing? It's because it reflects your values and character. Ambition says, "I'm striving for something bigger than myself." It's not about chasing material success or status. It's about pursuing goals that ignite your passion and give your life direction. Drive, on the other hand, is the fuel that keeps you moving toward those goals, even when challenges arise. Together, they show resilience, motivation, and a sense of purpose. But let's make an important distinction. Ambition without integrity can come across as ruthless or self-serving, and drive without balance can lead to burnout. True ambition is rooted in values. It's about striving for growth in a way that aligns with who you are and what you stand for. When your goals reflect your authenticity, your ambition becomes not just attractive, but magnetic. In relationships, ambition plays a dual role. It shows her that you're focused and driven, but it also inspires her to pursue her own dreams. A man with ambition doesn't just build his own future. He encourages growth in those around him, creating a partnership where both people thrive. This kind of energy fosters mutual respect and deepens the connection between you. Now, let's bring in Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Ambition isn't about talk, it's about action. It's about taking steps, no matter how small, toward becoming the best version of yourself. Stoicism also reminds us to focus on what we can control, so direct your ambition toward growth and progress rather than external validation. Tip for men: set meaningful goals and take consistent action. Ambition doesn't have to mean chasing grand dreams. It can be as simple as improving a skill, pursuing a passion, or prioritizing your health. What matters is that your goals align with your values and bring you closer to the person you want to become. Let's recap. Ambition and drive are about having purpose and the determination to pursue it. They show resilience, inspire others, and create a sense of direction that's deeply attractive. By aligning your ambition with your values and staying true to your character, you cultivate a quality that's not just appealing, but transformational. Number 5, kindness and generosity. Now let's turn to a trait that speaks to the heart of any meaningful relationship: kindness and generosity. In a world where self-interest often dominates, these qualities stand out as rare and deeply attractive. Kindness is about showing genuine care and compassion for others, while generosity goes beyond material giving. It's about offering your time, energy, and attention freely, without expecting anything in return. Why are these traits so important? Kindness and generosity signal reliability and emotional safety. They show her that you're someone who values connection and is willing to invest in the relationship. Whether it's through small gestures, like remembering her favorite coffee order, or larger acts like being there for her during tough times, these actions build trust and deepen your bond. But kindness isn't just about how you treat her. It's about how you treat everyone. Women notice how you interact with people around you: the waiter, the stranger who needs help, even your friends and family. If your kindness is consistent, it shows that it's a genuine part of your character, not something you turn on and off. Now, let's address a common misconception. Some men worry that being kind might make them seem weak or overly agreeable. But true kindness requires strength. It takes confidence to show compassion in a world that often values ego over empathy. A kind man isn't a pushover. He's someone who chooses to uplift others because he values connection and integrity over dominance. Let's bring in Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Kindness and generosity aren't about grand gestures. They're about small, consistent acts of care and integrity. Holding the door open, checking in on someone who's struggling, or simply offering a genuine compliment might seem small, but they leave a lasting impact. Tip for men: practice generosity of spirit. This means giving without keeping score, whether it's listening when she needs to vent, offering support during challenges, or planning something special just to make her smile. True generosity comes from a place of abundance, not obligation. Let's recap. Kindness and generosity create emotional safety, build trust, and show her that you value connection. By practicing thoughtful acts of care and showing up consistently, you embody traits that not only attract, but also sustain meaningful relationships. Number 6. Physical presence and grooming. Now let's talk about a trait that communicates self-respect and effort before you even say a word: physical presence and grooming. While attraction isn't solely about appearance, the way you present yourself sends a powerful message. It shows that you value yourself and care about the impression you make on others. Physical presence isn't about having the perfect body. It's about how you carry yourself. Your posture, your energy, and the way you move through a room all contribute to how others perceive you. A man who stands tall, walks with confidence, and maintains eye contact exudes quiet strength and approachability. These small, intentional choices create a magnetic presence that draws people in. Grooming, on the other hand, is about the effort you put into taking care of yourself. Cleanliness, good hygiene, and a thoughtful approach to how you dress show that you take pride in who you are. It's not about being flashy or trendy. It's about presenting yourself in a way that's polished and authentic. For example, a well-groomed beard or a tailored shirt can make a significant difference in how you're perceived. Why does this matter? For many women, grooming and physical presence signal effort and self-discipline. A man who takes care of himself is often seen as someone who's organized, thoughtful, and reliable. It's not about perfection. It's about showing that you respect yourself enough to put in the work. Let's tie this back to Stoicism. Epictetus said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." Grooming and physical presence aren't about vanity. They're about aligning your external appearance with your internal values. When you present yourself well, you're honoring the person you've worked to become. Tip for men: keep it simple and consistent. Invest in the basics: good hygiene, clothes that fit well, and a grooming routine that suits your style. You don't need expensive products or designer brands. What matters is effort and attention to detail. Let's recap. Physical presence and grooming are about showing respect for yourself and the people you interact with. By maintaining good hygiene, dressing intentionally, and carrying yourself with confidence, you create an impression of reliability, discipline, and thoughtfulness. Number 7. A protective instinct. Let's dive into a trait that taps into something primal and deeply comforting: the protective instinct. This is about more than just physical strength. It's about showing care, reliability, and a willingness to step up when needed. For many women, a man who displays a protective instinct signals security and dependability, two qualities that are fundamental to building trust. The protective instinct isn't about being overbearing or controlling. It's about being attentive to her well-being. This can manifest in simple yet meaningful ways, like walking her home when it's late, checking in when she's had a tough day, or standing up for her when the situation calls for it. These small acts show that you're someone who values her safety and comfort. But protection isn't just physical. It's emotional as well. A protective man creates a safe emotional space where she feels supported and valued. He's someone she can confide in without fear of judgment, someone who has her back in both good times and bad. This kind of reliability fosters a deep sense of connection and trust. Now let's bring in Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The protective instinct aligns with this principle. It's not about controlling her environment. It's about controlling how you show up for her. By being calm, steady, and dependable, you become a source of stability in her life. Tip for men: be attentive without being overbearing. pay attention to her needs and offer support when appropriate, but respect her independence. True protection is about empowerment, not control. Let's recap. A protective instinct is about more than physical strength. It's about emotional care, attentiveness, and reliability. By showing her that you value her safety and well-being, you build trust and deepen your connection. Number 8. Mystery and intrigue. Now let's talk about a trait that keeps her curious and captivated. Mystery and intrigue. A hint of mystery can be incredibly attractive because it creates excitement and a sense of discovery. It's about not laying everything on the table right away, allowing her to get to know you gradually and keeping the dynamic fresh and engaging. Why is mystery so appealing? It's because people are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand. When you're a bit enigmatic, it sparks her curiosity and makes her want to learn more about you. But let's be clear, mystery doesn't mean being distant or withholding. It's about sharing parts of yourself over time rather than all at once, creating an organic sense of anticipation. One way to cultivate mystery is to be selective about what you share. For example, instead of immediately revealing your life story, focus on the moment and let the deeper conversations unfold naturally. Another approach is to have a life full of interests and passions that keep you engaged. A man with a rich, fulfilling life is inherently intriguing because it shows that he's self-sufficient and dynamic. But mystery isn't just about what you say, it's also about how you carry yourself. A calm, composed demeanor can be incredibly alluring because it leaves room for interpretation. When you're confident, but not overly eager to please, it creates an air of intrigue that draws people in. Let's tie this back to Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius said, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." Stoicism teaches us to be grounded in the moment, which naturally creates an air of mystery. When you're not constantly trying to explain or prove yourself, you allow others to form their own perception of you, which is far more compelling. Tip for men. Be intentional about how much you share and when. Focus on being authentic, but allow the deeper layers of your personality to unfold over time. This keeps the connection engaging and dynamic. Let's recap. Mystery and intrigue are about creating curiosity and excitement by sharing yourself gradually and maintaining a composed, confident presence. By being authentic yet selective, you keep the relationship fresh and full of discovery. Number 9. Respectful dominance. Leadership. Let's talk about a trait that embodies strength, decisiveness, and the ability to lead with care. Respectful dominance or leadership. Leadership in this context isn't about control or power. It's about taking initiative, making decisions, and guiding situations with confidence and respect. For many women, this kind of leadership is highly attractive because it signals reliability, competence, and emotional maturity. Respectful dominance means knowing when to take charge and when to collaborate. It's about stepping up when needed while still valuing her input and autonomy. For example, if you're planning a date, being decisive about where to go and what to do shows thoughtfulness and initiative. At the same time, asking for her preferences and incorporating them into the plan shows respect. This kind of leadership creates trust and security. A man who can take charge in a calm, confident manner is reassuring because it shows that he's capable of handling challenges and navigating life with intention. However, dominance without respect can come across as controlling, which undermines trust and connection. That's why the balance between leadership and collaboration is so important. Let's tie this back to Stoicism. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This wisdom reminds us that leadership is about focusing on what you can control, your actions, your decisions, and your demeanor, while respecting the autonomy and needs of others. True leadership isn't about imposing your will, it's about creating harmony and progress. Tip for men: practice decisive yet inclusive leadership. When making decisions, take initiative but remain open to her input. This balance shows that you value her perspective while also being confident in your ability to lead. Let's recap. Respectful dominance is about leading with confidence and care. By being decisive and intentional while valuing collaboration, you create a dynamic of trust, balance, and mutual respect. Number 10. Consistency and dependability. Finally, let's discuss a trait that ties everything together and forms the backbone of any lasting relationship: consistency and dependability. These qualities are about showing up, keeping your word, and being someone she can count on through the ups and downs of life. For many women, unpredictability in emotions or actions is a major turn-off, while steadiness creates trust and security. Why is consistency so important? Because it demonstrates integrity and reliability. When you consistently follow through on your promises, whether it's showing up on time, supporting her during challenges, or simply being present when you say you will, it shows her that you're trustworthy. This creates a foundation of stability in the relationship, making her feel safe and valued. Dependability also speaks to emotional stability. Life is full of unexpected challenges, and a woman wants to know that you'll remain calm and grounded, even when things get tough. A dependable man doesn't let stress or external pressures affect how he treats her. Instead, he stays composed, offering support and reassurance when it's needed most. But let's be clear, consistency doesn't mean being boring or predictable. It's not about doing the same things every day or sticking to a rigid routine. Instead, it's about aligning your actions with your values and staying true to your commitments. This kind of consistency creates a sense of security without sacrificing excitement or spontaneity. Let's tie this back to Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Consistency is about living with integrity, aligning your words and actions so that people know they can trust you. When you embody this principle, you not only build stronger relationships, but also develop a deeper sense of self-respect. Tip for men: focus on small, consistent actions that build trust over time. Whether it's checking in regularly, following through on plans, or being emotionally present, these habits show that you're dependable and invested in the relationship. Let's recap. Consistency and dependability are about showing up, keeping your word, and aligning your actions with your values. By practicing these qualities, you create trust, security, and a foundation for a lasting connection. And with that, we've covered all 10 weaknesses every man must know. Let me ask you, which of these traits do you feel most aligned with? And which one do you want to work on? Share your thoughts in the comments below and include the phrase, "Consistency is key." Let's inspire each other to grow into the best versions of ourselves. Thank you for joining me today on Stoic Blessing. If you found this video valuable, take a moment to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Remember, growth begins within, and understanding is the first step toward connection. Until next time, stay grounded and stay wise.